Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video, we're going to be doing Supreme Arena. We're going to be testing out our defenses because it is the beginning of the week. And one key way I like to test them out is I like to bring them into attack and see whether we can clear some top ranking defenses with that lineup. And that can give you a good way of testing. Another way you can test is you can just set a defense and see how it does over a couple of days, how people are managing to clear it or not. But really, these are the only two ways I've found out to test so far until we have like friendly PvP where we can challenge our friends and do more testing. This is pretty much all you have. And of course you can theory craft your defense too, but you still have to put it to the test to see how well is it actually doing. So first things first is in this Supreme Arena lineup, we have hidden tiles again, and hidden tiles I really like because this allows you to get the element of surprise, and I think Vala and Sylvina do really well into lineups like this because the opponent then doesn't know that you have these assassins waiting in the hidden tiles and they're not going to position around them. And I like to have Vala on one side, Sylvina on the other, because then Vala is likely to mark a backline target over here and Sylvina is likely to jump on that same target. And that can be valuable. We have Tunisia all the way in the back because she can tank any Vala marks of the enemy, which we want her tanking it, not, for example, our Vala or Sylvina. And I have Rainier because I think we could get a pretty value Rainier swap on anyone pretty much here. And at plus 10, he will give damage reduction to your heroes. So even if it goes onto Vala, for example, it's not going to be bad for you. And then I have Shakir because I like Shakir with Vala and Sylvina because in his Lupine's aura, when he is providing that buff, if he is up in the front and you have Sylvina and Vala like around here, then maybe they can all get buffed up by his aura. That is my idea with this team, and I think it's pretty interesting. We're not using Odie on any defense in this set of Supreme Arena defenses because I just didn't find a good place for him. Now for the second team, it is Raging Duel, and it is all going to be dependent on inflicting control effects on the enemy. So definitely if you have Almas and Elsa, that is going to be the best team you can put together. Because you have the most form of crowd control with that team. And if an opponent has Almas and Elsa, they're probably going to just beat me on this defense. But if they don't, then I think we have a pretty good chance. We have all of our crowd control heroes here. I have the Enlightening spell on the backmost hero, and this is important in crowd control relating Raging Duel. When people are going to bring crowd control, you get a lot of value by countering it with Enlightening spell, because then your backmost hero will not be targeted. And I've put it on Carolina because if I put Arden here, the problem is they can still go for Vala Mark and try to kill him early on. But Carolina is harder to kill for Vala because she has a factional advantage over Vala, and I feel like she's just a bit tankier compared to Arden overall, and that is why I went for this. But definitely Almas Elsa would be the king of this lineup, still with the Enlightening spell in the back on Arden or Carolina, up to you. Okay, and now for the final team, I have my stall team with Scarlita, and you can actually put Scarlita on this tile. It's a pretty good option because life drain, attack speed are both going to be valuable for her, and it isn't really too valuable for my other heroes. And also this allows you to not compromise your positioning, because a problem with placing a hero here is you get into kind of like an awkward position. You don't usually want it to be that way, and Scarlita, of course, her position doesn't matter in the battle. And then we just have a lot of healing. We have the lockdown with Confining Spell, and if an opponent is going to place a Vala on the left side, it will be targeting Igor with the mark of the Vala, and so that will counter Vala pretty hard as well. Okay, so those are my ideas for the team. As you can tell, I'm not running any Mauler team, but definitely if you guys have limited options, a Mauler team is always pretty good, but I thought maybe these teams will do a little bit better given the options I have. Now what we're going to do, because we're rank 8, we will have the opportunity to test against some of the top 10 players, and we can take a look at what defenses they're running, but we're most importantly going to try to test our defenses in action and see can they clear the top ranking people. So first I want to try to find the rank 7 player, True Fighter, who is a very strong player. Even though he's rank 7, he has some of the most developed heroes on our district, and it does look like a very intimidating team. He also has Scarlita on that tile in the back. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to exactly copy the teams I have on defense, because it's going to be a completely fair test of how well this team is going to perform. So I believe I had Vala. Okay, he's very smart. He's put Iron in the back, which is going to tank the Vala mark, which is what we did with Tunisia, which is also smart on our side, but Iron is a really good plan as well. Now, this means Vala is not going to get a lot of value in this fight, but we're going to still test it to see if it can work. Because when you're testing your defense, you have to run into every team and hopefully be able to clear it. Otherwise, it isn't a strong defense because people can bring whatever they want on offense to try and clear you. So whatever we come up against, we should be able to, we need to try to be able to clear it. The final hero we have is going to be Temesia. And Temesia with her seasonal skill especially is going to do well in with Vala, because increasing the physical damage taken by adjacent enemies, it powers up Temesia's damage, Sylvina's damage, and Vala. And also the idea behind Shakira, Temesia, everyone going up in the front, I really like that, because everyone's going to try to get the advantage of the Lupin's aura buff from Shakir. And we've gone for a quick play spell because it's an overall really powerful artifact, and it also will increase physical damage sources, so that's why I kind of went for that. And yeah, this is going to be the team. Let's go here. They have... Okay, I think we're probably going to win here because they have no crowd control, but they're pretty tanky. I mean, they have Elsa and maybe potentially Soren, but they have limited crowd control compared to our team. We're going to do the exact lineup that we have, which is Carolina in the back, Arden, and then finally Rowan. Damien would be a really good option here, but I wanted to use Damien on my final team. And then here we have the confining spell for lockdown. Thorin here, and this is why we have Igor in the back. Look at this. Igor's going to take the Vala mark. Now the problem is they can position in a way, and this is what I was like kind of worried about. I was thinking maybe I should just put Haywin up here, because then there's no way of Vala marking the Haywin. But if Vala is, if they're positioning Vala, Vala can mark the Haywin here, even though I don't think that is that big of a deal. Like, your Haywin should be able to survive, even with the Vala mark. But yeah, okay, and Scarlita finally. Alright guys, so these are our lineups, exactly how we have it on defense. Now we're going to try attacking True Fighter, who is a very strong player, and let's see how our defenses are going to hold up. So he has its crowd control on the first team, already nuking me down really hardcore, but Sylvina is in the back, trying to do some work. Shakir needs to pop his ultimate really quickly. Vala gets the kill onto the target both Sylvina and Vala were onto. Temesia is over here. Shakir is buffing up everyone with the Lupin's aura, which is a lot of value. And we're going to manage to clear the crowd control team. Even Thorin Iron nuke team, which is with Vala not even on priority target, marking the Iron. So that is really good news. Okay, now our crowd control team, we should be able to stack up the rage quicker, which will give us a big advantage. Hopefully we can survive until then. We need Arden's ultimate. That is going to be a major form of crowd control. They're stacking crowd control surprisingly quickly with their team lineup here. Iron gets another ultimate off. That is going to be key for us. We stack up to full at rage, and they're only at 2.5 right now. All of our heroes are still alive. This should be enough for us to win here, but as you can tell, they're very tanky, and even if you stack up the rage but you can't burst through them, they can still come back from here. But we do have the damage, we have the AoE damage hitting the back line. They're not able to fully stack up their rage, and the enlightening spell is going to do a lot of work for us. Even though I would prefer enlightening spell on Arden, because he really, you want him to cast his ultimate more than Carolina, but I also want to build the defense around enemy Valas. Okay, so Igor is getting marked by Vala, which is like the perfect outcome that we can hope for. And this is why we have Igor in the team and why we have him in the back. Also for the factional advantage of 2 Graveborn, 3 Wilder with the Scarlita, I think, providing the Wilder. But what we need to do is maybe change the defense lineup, move Thorin Haywin up 1 tile, because that way Vala, no matter which position she's in, will always be marking the Igor. My Scarlita is going to go off first and knock off. Look at knocking off Scarlita from full health. I don't get that, because when you look at Scarlita's Mythic Plus, it says if they have below 25% HP ratio, you knock them off the battlefield. But the Scarlita enemy was like 90% HP ratio. I feel like they're, yeah, and even Granny there, just bye-bye Granny, even though she was like at 70% HP ratio. Okay, so we got a 3-0 win, which is really good. It shows that our defense is probably going to hold up pretty well. I want to change the final lineup here. I think this might be potentially better. Although, it can kind of bait people into going for Vala into Haywin and try to mark Haywin, because Haywin is not easy to kill. In this Stroll team with Stroll packed on the Haywin and then also Damien healing, it will be difficult for her to kill here. I like Igor in this team because Igor really loses to OD, but Thorin I feel counters OD because he takes the aggro of OD. He gets a powerful damage reflect by that. I think I'm going to move him up. Yeah, it's fine for Thorin to be in the front line, and I mean, Haywin should be able to survive in this position. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, so pretty good showcase so far, but we have to do more testing. We have Fish in the top 5 right now. I think Alok is in the top 6. He has the Ulsa Almas combo, but he's running that on his hidden tiles. Oh, he's kind of distributed his heroes all across everywhere. The first team is like an Ulsa team without Almas. I don't know about that. I feel like having them all grouped up to guarantee your win of the Raging Duel would probably be the best. Although he has a good team for Raging Duel. Scarlita Stroll team, this is going to be difficult to kill. Even if we can stack up Rage first, it will be difficult to deal with. And as you can tell, our team is now going to be countering Vala in every position. And a lot of crowd control here. Yeah, Persa and Brian, I feel like I might have underestimated how good they are in PvP. I think they are not as bad as I was thinking. I don't think they're top tier, but they have a lot of utility. Like Brian does have stuns in his kit, and he has pretty good damage output. He's difficult to kill. And Parissa has a lot of nuking damage, and she has buffs for her team. Yeah, I really like Alok, how he sets his defenses and how he does on offense as well. I feel like he might not have the most hero options, but he does really well. Like I feel like is a very kind of strategic player. He's managed to clear us a lot as well. I'm going to attack him. Our first team should have no trouble here because he has Elsa in the back, which is not good for him. Into our Vala and Sylvina. So definitely he wouldn't want to have that there. Maybe he hasn't changed his defenses yet, given the hidden tiles. But we have the Vala Mark and Sylvina onto Elsa, which is a free, easy kill. And now from this point on, we should have no chance of losing. But this is what I mean about, look at the Shakira buffing up almost our entire team. Timisia, Sylvina, all getting the value of that buff. And the more allies that Shakira is buffing, the more attack buff he provides for them if he's at his plus 10 exclusive equipment. So this should be a clear win for our team. And yeah, we're not even running OG, we're not running the Maulers on our defenses because I think probably there are better options. Wow, they managed to kill my Shakira. I guess OD broke down my Shakira. And OD will be coming back right now with Rainier, but he's too low to do anything. OD is a good hero to run in the hidden tiles. Like I would run Maulers in the hidden tiles as well with Brutus way in the back so he could take a Valamark. This is really going to be the deciding factor. Can we stack up the Rage fast enough? Because we have more crowd control, but he has a really powerful team with Scarlita and Thorin. But we're going to stack up Rage way quicker than him, and now we need this Rage boost to be enough for us to just clear some enemies before Scarlita descends. She still has about 8 seconds up in the air. Iron gets another AoE damage. We need to couple that with more Carolina nuking and Arden casting his ultimate, which is good. But here, Scarlita can still potentially wipe out your team, but it is unlikely. Thorin got a big damage reflect off, and that killed my Carolina and Rowan, but we did manage to get the win here. And now finally, we have Scarlita on that tile, and they have the Almas. They have a lot of crowd control, but again, I think I would just go all out on the crowd control on his second defense and guarantee the win in the Raging Duel. But he might win here. Look at the damage that they're doing onto my Thorin and Haywin. Haywin is almost dead already. Farissa is nuking like crazy. And they do have the faction advantage over Thorin and Igor, but thankfully, everyone managed to survive. Scarlita has living allies, which means she's going to be dealing true damage. All she needs is one ultimate here, and it is going to, yeah, kill the Arden. Not a great dash. She dashes into nothing because she dashes in the direction that her ultimate casters cast in. So I think the dash did nothing in this fight. But we're going to go after the Parissa right now and the Almas as well. Okay, so pretty good. We have we get another 3-0 victory, although this one came a little bit close because my Haywin and Thorin were almost dead, and if, for example, he had Elsa in here along with his Almas Arden combo, he would have probably killed my Haywin, and then things can get really bad for me. He could have won. Yeah, and that is why I do believe the Almas Elsa combo is one of the strongest in the meta right now, and that is that can allow you to almost guarantee a win on one of your defenses, and then you put together, like he has Scarlita Thorn, he could put together another really difficult to deal with Scarlita Stall team, and then almost guarantee 2 victories from that. Okay, now we're going to attack. We have Fish, Soraka. We could attack any one of them. I usually like to end in top 5, and this is our final attack. So I'm going to attack Fish. Fish has, he's kind of under upgraded. Fish is another really strategic player. Like already the fishing quest, he's completed it. He's a really active strategic player. He always like gets floor 20, clearing the labyrinth, ranks high in all of the leaderboards. But he's not a heavy spender, so he just does well with what he has. I think we'll try to attack someone who has like more like upgraded heroes. Okay, we have pretty upgraded teams. We'll attack into Soraka. He does clear my defenses sometimes. So he is definitely a strong player. Okay, let's go for it. Same team lineup. I really like this team. I don't know about Rainier. I don't know if Rainier is really the best option because Rainier usually dies pretty quickly. But yeah, so he has like kind of like a Scarlita Stall team with some crowd control here. Although it will not be enough crowd control to outstack me for the Raging Duel. So again, hopefully we're going to be able to get the stacks quickly. And then here we have, he has a Sylvina, right? Where Sylvina's jumping on the Igor, and this is why we would like Igor in the back, or even Damien in the back. Both of them are great for Sylvina to jump on. They can't get much done when their Sylvina or Vala marks like Igor or Damien. Okay, so here's our team. He has a Mauler's team, which is a good option to run here. Although I would have Brutus in the back. I don't know if he did, because you want to protect against the Vala marking your priority target, so you need to have Brutus in the back. Okay, yeah, but this is what I mean about the assassin comp with Vala and Sylvina. Temesia powering up like physical damage onto adjacent enemies, and then Shakir buffing them all up with Lupine's aura. It is really difficult, and like because of the hidden tiles, people are not expecting that you have such nuking power there. He does a lot of AoE damage to my team. Already he is up to 2 stacks, but we have 4 right now, almost at 5. We got our full stack. Everyone is still alive, which is really key for us. Now we need to burst through the enemy. The thing is, they have a lot of tankiness. They have the Haywin, they have the Damien, and Damien cannot be removed for good. So we need to just burst through right now with the Carolina and the Arden. Scarlita is going to descend soon. We need to kill the Haywin. Got the Haywin down now. The good thing is she's not going to deal true damage. So against Scarlita teams, the way you counter them is you need to kill enough of their allies, because if she doesn't have 3 allies surviving when she descends, she is not going to deal true damage, and then she has almost no kill threat. But if you're running a tanky team with Scarlita, which you should do, then it's very difficult to kill that many allies. And like Damien, he's never actually considered a dead ally. And Igor, that's why I like Igor here too. So Thorn is taking a lot of aggro, and I don't think we're getting a good damage reflect off. And Haywin is on the back on the Haywin, which is not good. But Haywin is about to cast her ultimate. Damien is going to respawn his chariot pretty soon. And if Scarlita can come down, which she does, she descends onto Sylvina, knocks her out of the battlefield, and then Scarlita will try to clean it up here. But yeah, I do like Scarlita on the buff tile because it doesn't compromise your positioning by positioning like another like kind of nuker on that tile. And then also you are able to come down with the buffs on Scarlita, which is always a good thing. So overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is how I think, well, as of right now, this is the beginning of the week. We're gonna have to do testing and see how people manage to clear my defenses, but then I can do like an updated video on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That is gonna be it for this one, and let me know what Supreme Arena defenses you're running in the comment section down below. And thank you for watching, guys. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.